Hey everybody, I'm back to give you my Raw review. And had to take a break so I can get some coffee to drink. It's good coffee, hot, hot and good. Folgers, one of the best they have. But anyway, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Now, it wasn't probably the best follow-up to a pay-per-view like the Rumble, but it was okay. I mean, most of the night was filled with elimination qualifying matches, elimination chamber qualifying matches, I should say. And of course, with the exception of two, if you want to look at it that way, um, the typical guys got in there. Of course, Sheamus is in there because he's the WWE champion. But the others, the typical other guys like Triple H, John Cena, Randy Orton, they got in. And then of course you got the exceptions if you want to look at it like that. Like Kofi Kingston, he's in his, well, second Elimination Chamber match, but officially will be his first because he wasn't able to participate last year. And then of course you got Ted DiBiase, which I think is the reason he's in there is because they want to build up to Orton and DiBiase maybe at Mania. Could be wrong. But anyway, those are your five participants in the Elimination Chamber match. Overall, Raw was okay. I mean, it wasn't really the best build-up. Wasn't probably the best build-up, but like I said about my Rumble review, you got to give WWE credit. They're trying their best. I mean, I think and the guest host last night, William Shatner, he did a great job. I mean, he was definitely showed what I think a guest host should have. He should have humor. Shouldn't, all be about himself. Just should add humor to it. I mean, I like how they, add in his negotiator stuff from his commercials and things like that. So, overall, he did a good job. I mean, I like how he, like I said, with the negotiator deal situation, he put together the triple threat tag team title match next week. So overall, it was, he did a good job. He did probably a better job than some guest hosts have ever done, and that's saying something. And then, of course, I think the one thing people wanted to look forward to the most, though, was the Bret Hart-Vince McMahon confrontation. And I think they did a pretty good job with this. I mean, a lot of people say Bret's promo felt very real, and to me it did. Because like he said, he wanted to come out there about a few weeks ago and just bury the hatchet with both Shawn and Vince. He got one part of it done, but with Vince, he did, it didn't happen. And then, his situation with Vince and the promo he cut was, like I say, felt real. And I was surprised that they allowed, Brett to say the word ass as much as he did. And I don't know why people say it got bleeped out, because it didn't get bleeped out where I'm at. So I guess maybe it was TSN or something that you saw it on, or maybe Sky Sports. I don't know, but it didn't get blacked out, didn't get bleeped out where I was. So overall, it was definitely definitely a great promo. I mean, and Vince coming out and confronting him, and overall it was a great job by both guys. And then of course you got Batista coming in after Brett kicks Vince in the gut and starts beating him down, and here comes Batista. And then of course he beats down Brett, and Brett gets held for Vince to slap him and spit in his face. And I don't know how they're going to really build this up. I mean, the guy in charge of the John Report on Roger.com says is not sure now if they're going to do that, that if maybe instead they're going to do Brett and Cena's corner and Vince and Batista's corner, or they're going to do a tag match. I really don't know. My estimation about it is, I probably, this is just my opinion, but everybody is looking forward to Brett versus Vince at WrestleMania. WWE cannot take that away from them. They want to see it. So here's my guess. Here's the way I'm looking at it. And I saw somebody put a card up together for this. It's going to be Cena and Batista in a promotional match, one-on-one, and Vince versus Brett street fight. That's the way it's going to look. That's what I believe they're going to try to go for. I believe that's what they're going to do. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Just my opinion, but I think that's what they're going to try to build to. Those two going at it. Those two matches. So, because WWE is building this WrestleMania as a big WrestleMania because it's going to be at the University of Phoenix Stadium, so they're trying to build it up big. So we'll just have to see. Just have to wait and see. And then of course you had Edge beginning the show, coming out to start the show, and Edge cut a promo and about his injury and how Chris Jericho made fun of it and all that. And then here came Sheamus, and Sheamus basically saying that things have changed and that Edge better reconsider his decision to possibly face him for the title because things have changed. And I like Edge's little promo. He says, yeah, things have changed. Raw's been taken over by evil Ronald McDonald. Or something like, if I could do my best Edge, he's like, yeah, things have changed. Raw's been taken over by an evil Ronald McDonald. Well, I can't really do Edge's voice, but anyway, he did a great promo. People love that. And right now, the reaction to Edge when he came out was sort of like a mixture. Like fans were happy to see him back, and like some weren't sure. It's like, I think what the fans, the WWE universe is looking at is they're like, okay, is this guy heel? Is this guy face? Is he what? What's going on? Well, after last night, we may have gotten an idea, and we'll get a better idea tonight during the SmackDown tapings and this Friday when they air SmackDown. But overall, Raw was not the best follow-up, but it was okay. To me, it was saved by the Bret Hart Vince McMahon confrontation, and like I said, I was surprised that WWE allowed Bret to use the word ass as much as he did. Probably the first time that's ever happened in a long time since they went to TV PG rating. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Maybe, like I said about the Rumble, in certain areas, maybe this is WWE's way of trying to turn the tide, maybe, knowing that TNA's on the tails, is right on their tails. Maybe WWE's trying to throw them off by slowly going back into that attitude era, if you will. But that's all I have to say about Raw. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And really, that's all I could say. And I'll talk to you all later.